silence I grieve, that thy heart could forget, thy spirit deceive. If I should meet thee after long years, how should I greet thee with silence and tears? Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I thought I was alone. You see, people don't wander through here all that much, so you must understand my surprise. What am I doing? Oh, just indulging in some good old poetry in the graveyard, middle of the night. Now that I'm saying this out loud, it sounds a bit strange, doesn't it? Trust me, I'd love to be doing something else right now, but unfortunately, I don't have much else to do. Unemployed? Well, that's one way to put it, I suppose. Yes, I am very much unemployed. Very, very unemployed. Like, unemployed from life kind of unemployed. Although, I used to have this lovely job back in... Never mind. Forget I said anything. Actually, now that I think about it, what are you doing? Just walking around the gravestones, are we? In the dead of night? Oh, you really are out here on a walk? Please excuse what I'm about to say, but haven't you got anything better to do? Listen, I apologize. It's just, well, surely there must be something more entertaining than this. Something more thrilling than marveling at people's graves. Unless you're a fan of the Gothic, then I completely understand. Well, excuse you. Performing poetry is very entertaining, thank you very much. Far more entertaining than what you were doing, at least. Yes, I am well aware I don't have an audience. I have eyes, you know. But sometimes poetry is better enjoyed when one is alone, just as admiring gravestones can only be truly enjoyed alone. After all, I don't think you'd ever be able to go sightseeing in a graveyard with a +1. How would you even invite someone to join you? Hello there. Want to come and look at dead people's graves with me? Sounds rather absurd if you ask me, but hey, what do I know? Anyways, are you really just out here to look at the graves? Alright then. Don't let me stop you. Although, make sure you don't touch any. Don't want to be cursed by an angry spirit, that's for sure. There's quite the handful roaming around here, so it'd be best if you kept your hands to yourself. Understood? Good. Let's start again, shall we? My name is Katrina. What might yours be? That's a lovely name. Very chic. Rolls off the tongue. Oh, no handshakes, I'm afraid. I don't do handshakes. No, it doesn't have anything to do with germs. I just... Well... what the hell? I'll just tell you. Listen, I know right now you're under the impression that I'm some kind of weirdo who likes to talk to herself in graveyards in her spare time, but I promise you this isn't the case. It's difficult to to explain, but I'm something more than human, or less than human, I suppose. Depends which way you look at it. Anyways, I am what people talk about in scary stories and whatnot as something people use to scare their friends and family with, especially children. Always scares the children. You look confused. Come on, you know. When people throw a bed sheet on top of themselves and cut out a pair of eyes or something, then run around the house like a lunatic. They jump out and say boo or settle with it on this ooh sound. Haunted houses, Ouija boards, anything spring to mind? Really? Nothing? How do you know? I'm a ghost. Scary, spooky ghost. Yes, a very scary ghost who reads poetry. I have a very good reason for reading poetry, for you see, I was once a highly renowned poet who was loved by the nation. Why, people would travel far and wide to see me perform my work. Well, if you'd ever be so kind as to follow me, I'll even show you my gravestone. Yes, right this way. Where was it? It's somewhere. Huh? Yes, of course I know where it is. What kind of ghost would I be if I didn't know where my own corpse was buried? I said, no, I don't need your help. It's on this row, I'm sure of it. This would be a lot easier if they cleaned these once in a while. It might be hard to believe that we do actually have a groundskeeper. Well, we used to. He hasn't done his usual patrol in about a month or so. Last I saw him, he was having a nap right over there by that tomb. Must have had a migraine or something of some sort. It was sad to see him in such a state, but an axe to the head will do that to you, unfortunately. Ah, there it is. See, that's my name right there. Oh, and if you could just brush these right here. Yes, and the cobweb. Thank you. You'll see a very kind message left by my little supporters. A treasured daughter, a loyal friend, and a poetic treasure of our humble town. Bless their souls, they were too kind to me. But I digress. There's your proof. Proof that I was truly a national treasure. Okay, maybe not a national treasure, but still, it's evidence that people loved my work. They even published my poems in a small book and sold hundreds of copies across the country. Quite impressive if I say so myself. I'll have to show you some of my work another night. You are mistaken, my dear. Earlier, I was reciting some of Lord Byron's work, not my own. I also know a bit of Shakespeare. For example, let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments. Love is not love which alters when it alteration finds, or bends with the remover to remove. Oh no, it is an ever-fixed mark that looks on tempests and is never shaken. It is the star to every wandering bark, whose worth's unknown, although his height be taken. Love's not time's fool, though rosy lips and cheeks within his bending sickle's compass come. Love alters not with his brief hours and weeks, but bears it out even to the edge of doom. If this be error, and upon me prove it, I never writ, nor no man ever loved. It never gets old. I absolutely adore romantic poetry. What about you? Are you a fan of poetry, or perhaps just general literature? Ah, I see. Very well then. You don't happen to have the time, would you? Very funny. You know, just because I'm dead doesn't mean I don't have places to be. Now, the time, if you'd please. Marvelous. That means it's almost 3 a.m., or the witching hour, as you living like to call it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a very important meeting to attend. Tonight, me and the other residents of this graveyard will be discussing the sudden influx of vampires lurking around our burials. You see, recently we've been seeing a lot more of them walking around here on the grounds. Also, you won't believe this, but some of them have even started to dig up our graves. We keep telling them that we're dried up, that there's no blood left for them to drink, but do they listen? No, they just keep digging us up and gnawing on us like we're chew toys. They must be struggling to hunt down your kind for some strange reason. No offense, but I'd much prefer it if they got back to killing you guys instead of messing around with our corpses. Just let us rest, for God's sake. It's not hard to put the shovel down and walk away. Actually, now that I think about it, I think it would be best for you to leave as soon as humanly possible. Don't want them to spot you now, do you? I didn't think so. Maybe I'll see you another night. After all, I still need to show you some of my work. But for now, have a wonderful night and make sure to stay alert. Yes, goodbye now. Get home safely.